Alrighty. Next exercise. I'm going to go a little wider. You can go wide, let the toes point slightly out. Fingers on the inside, thumbs out. Dip your chin, round your spine. Inhale when you arch and look up. Exhale as you dip and round your back. So, just like we've been doing all along, we get that spine rolling. Inhale. Exhale. That's all fine. We come up always to the center, but then when we come down, we try to get our left shoulder towards our right knee. And then back to the center. Inhale. Right shoulder to your left knee. Exhale. Back to the center. You can twist and you can get your knee across, your shoulder across your knee, then try to look behind to the back of the room. Back, breathe in. Shoulder to opposite knee, look towards the back of the room. Back to the center. If that's fine, we shift our weight so our left leg straightens. We twist across. We look towards the back of the room. Back to the middle with the horse stance. Breathe in. Shift. Twist. Look behind. Back is arched. Back is rounded. Breathe in. And breathe out. Back to the middle. Slide in a little bit. Next exercise. Big circle. Hands come together like you just grab something in between your palms and settle down as your hands drop. And we come back up. Extend your arms, kind of like you're getting ready to dive into a pool. Keep your hands as much together as you can as you twist. When they can't stay together anymore, draw back. Right hand's a fist. Left hand is together. And you sink down. And then slowly back up. And we start it again on the other side. So big circle, deep breath, inhale. Exhale. Slowly go down, slowly come up. You're going to dive into the pool, twist your spine. Now I'm drawing back the string on the bow. I'm a lefty, so it works good for me. Fist. And then this hand, you can either keep the fingers this way or two fingers in, and the thumb wraps around, and then sink down. And then back slowly. Deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. As you draw back, hands do two different things at the same time. Exhale. Back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Two different hand gestures, same time. Shoulders sink, hips sink. Slowly down, slowly back up. Let's do one more on each side. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Breathe out. In. Out. In. Out. And slowly back up. All right, we got two more left in this set. Shake your hands free. It's like you're trying to get water off your palms. If that's fine, you're flicking the water on the ground. Try to make your shoulders move. And then your torso moves with your hips bending. And then we always come back to that ball of the foot. So you lift your heels just a little bit. You do that for about 15, 20 seconds. Then when you stop, you feel that buzzing. Does anybody know what kinetic power is? It goes back to high school, I think, kinetic and potential energy. When we do these exercises, that's kinetic linking right there. Some people look at like martial artists and they go, why is that little guy able to do something? Why can a woman defend herself against someone that's huge? If you move your body together, you get the hand movement, then the arm, then the shoulder, the torso, and then the leg, and then the feet. All of that connects, and you have quite a bit of speed and power at the end of it. Well, it works for generating circulation in the body the same way. If you can get more of the body moving, the energy and the blood's moving through your body more so than if you're just sitting and letting the heart do all the work. So most of the exercise we're doing, they shouldn't be that strenuous, maybe a little challenging, but you should be able to gauge how much you do, just like a volume. Turn it up or down, depending upon what you feel comfortable with. Any questions? Everybody doing good so far? We've got time to do maybe one more exercise and then we'll take a break with it. So let's step back out into the horse stance a little bit. You can go wider, again, go a little wider, but always make the toes go just a little bit out with the angle of your knee. I'm going to make a fist. This is a little bit more of a martial exercise, but it is part of this set. I'm going to extend my arm in front of my face. The last part, my wrist does this little drill, little turn. And then I'm going to pull one back. At the same time, they work together. So it's a coordination exercise, but you put the breath with it too. So one comes back, one goes out, and breathe out. Inhale. Last part right at your hip. Exhale. Pretty easy, right? Inhale. Exhale. So that's just going in front. Now we're going to do the same thing with our head, turning to the right. Same time my arm extends to the right, my hand comes back to my hip, and they do that turn at the exact same time. Then I turn to the left. One hand comes in, one hand goes out, they turn at the same time. So if we were just doing punches, you could just do horse and punch. That's Taekwondo, that's Kung Fu, that's all different martial arts used as a basic technique. But when we add a deep breath with it and controlling it, we get that tension again, a little bit in the fists, a little bit in the shoulders, but then I release, and I get the torso, my heart and lungs, everything gets that little twist in it again. So that's an exercise that's not just for martial benefits. So we again go back to the front, start with the right hand, very last part, turn it over and breathe out. Inhale, exhale. So I'm trying to push one shoulder as I pull the other one back. My hips just stay where they're at, anchored. And breathe in and breathe out. In, out. Now I look to the right. My hand comes back to my hip. I don't need to look at my left hip or my left hand. I just know it's going to come above my hip. And breathe out. And then to the left. And breathe in. Very last part. And breathe out. Now we go back to, again, basic math. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So I go on an angle. When my hand comes back, it goes to the hip straight. It goes from my hip up on an angle to finish about shoulder high. And the other one's at the side. And breathe in and breathe out. In, out. To finish it up, shift the weight. Make the big heart-shaped breath and breathe out right away. Followed by another one with a little slower exhale. Followed by another even deeper, slower exhale yet. Here's that wave again. Kind of finishing up. So once again, we got the blood moving, got the energy moving, we got into a rhythm. Then it's time to kind of slow down, bring the energy, bring your thought back to your center of gravity. Why don't we take a little break for 4 or 5 minutes, and then we'll come back. Oh, another benefit of doing these classes is the camaraderie of hanging out with people doing the same thing. So in martial arts, that was definitely a big thing, because at the end, you'd be totally soaking wet. Where you stood, there'd be a puddle, maybe be a little banged up depending upon what kind of class you would take. People that go through hard times together, they build a bond. I wouldn't necessarily say that this class is hard or that difficult, but you get a little camaraderie when you're doing things that are a little more challenging. So look over, hey, how's that balance exercise working? You're like, I don't know about the balance, I'm worried about the flexibility one. So. That's a good exercise there. So. I did want to give you a little demonstration of some of the other things that I would like to do with the class if we continue it. I like to do these all-encompassing type of sets. There you get coordination, flexibility, strength, balance, all kind of wrapped into one. So there is a series of 18 exercises, and there's 8 different levels of doing it with all different adjustments, and the difference between your hand being here and here, that could all be kind of taken as a different variation. But I'll show you how the whole set comes together, and then maybe down the road we'll do this together as a group. Remember that one from last week? So if you noticed what we did, what I did was upper body and lower body in like the same thing. It's lower body, upper body. We did the left side, I do the right side. We develop the body from the outside. You can tell some of the exercises need a little muscle, a little control, a little strength, but by doing the twisting of the torso, now I'm developing the inside of the body also. I'm sorry? Yeah, it wouldn't be interesting enough.
Is that the speed it's done at, or is that just to show us the whole thing?
Maybe a little fast. But that type of exercise set, you can do it real slow, where you just stay here for like a minute, 5 minutes, or you just transition and you go through. There's benefits to doing it both ways, fast, medium, and then slow. Anybody ever, I'm sorry?
I said you don't do it fast if you're having trouble between that.
Yeah, that's just just to kind of show you what other kinds of exercise we can do. But have you any of you heard of what's it called, adhesions? When our body gets injured, sometimes the tissue does not move across the tissues or the bones, and it gets kind of stuck, like scar tissue. And that's a big thing as we continue to get older. So with these exercises, even just doing real light and easy, but increasing where your body's moving, the range of motion, that helps to keep those adhesions from happening. Especially you get surgery, or you have some kind of major illness, those type of things are going to happen. And that's why you'll hear sometimes people say, well, I've been doing Tai Chi and I had cancer, or I had fibromyalgia. I can't even pronounce them correctly, but they'll say that they're getting benefits from doing Tai Chi or other types of Qigong or Pilates, yoga, those type of exercises, because it gets those adhesions to break down or not develop, and at the same time gets the energy moving through the body. So what we have to do is look at things more, not just blood. That's kind of Western logic with the blood moving through the body, and think more of the energy. And the energy comes from the breath that we take, the food that we ingest, and probably a couple other sources that I can't rattle off at the moment. But that's what all these exercises are about, getting the energy in the body and moving throughout it. So let's do some Tai Chi. Chen style Tai Chi. I'm just going to spend time going through this first set that we've been doing. Breathe in and breathe out. Shoulders relaxed, sink down, draw a half circle, shift right and left, sink. Arms come up and then down. Hands come in front like you're holding the ball. Gently twist to the left. Flip it over, shift your weight onto the left leg so that your right foot can pivot out. Plant your right foot, slide the other one across. Hands come down, one goes up, one faces down. We step forward, a little bit to the left, and sink down. Shift back, So you can turn that leg, hand and arm come together with your foot, make a fist, put the fist in the palm, put the palm in front of your navel. So it ends up looking like this. And then I'm going to lift my arm, my leg, like they're attached with a string together. Come back down, put the fist in the palm, in front of your navel. Then I'm going to shift left, reach to the side, spin the ball as I shift to the right, shift back again, let your hands cross, sink down. And I think that's as far as we've gone so far. Now you're caught up.
Let me demonstrate.
Usually after we've done these things a few times, I don't talk as much on the same details and we try to keep it moving. So we try to add a little more detail to catch you up with. But we can try and go on a little further with this. You notice I keep shifting a little bit side to side, so hopefully everybody can see in the back sometime or another. So we begin, deep breath. The wave of relaxation comes over us down to the ground. Try to be aware of where your foot is without looking at it. So half circle, shift back and forth, and then settle. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arms come down. Gentle twist of the spine, inhale. Exhale. Shift your weight, flip the ball, pivot on the right, slide across. So here's that cat stance where there's just a little bit of weight on that front foot. So now my hands come back and I try to slide my hands down the wall all the way to my hips, or the height of my hips. Step forward, shift forward. Shift back so you can pivot. Foot and the hand go together into a fist, into your palm, in front of your navel. Lift up after you balance for a second, and then sink down. So it looks like this. This is a horse stance, very narrow horse stance. All the way to here, that's a horse stance. Fist is in front of the navel this way. So now I'm going to go opposite directions. My hands went opposite, the other one goes across. Shift, shift to the right, shift back to the left, cross your hands, dip your chin. So now my back's kind of hunched over. Now I'm going to turn to my left side, sneak the leg out, my arm comes up, and it's like I'm protecting my face here as I shift from left to right. When I get to the right corner, this arm dips, the elbow, my other hand comes where I put my thumb on my lower back, hand on the side, and then I sink down. It's kind of like when we stand like this. You just put your hand on your hips because it's comfortable to spot the rest of your hands. Well, as it ends up, with these exercises, we're trying to get meridians to connect or stretch or to open up. You have meridians going down the front of your body and down the back. There's 12 of them. And we're connecting meridians when we put our hand on our lower back right there. That's how it works. So let's just try that last thing again. We're here. I kind of pivot on my left foot so I can sneak the right one out. This hand's going to draw back, my left. Right hand protects my face. Shift across. And then at the same time, they do that last part. Kind of like I'm turning my hands like a dial. And then hand on the hip, elbow dips, dip your weight down. All right, try the whole thing, and then we'll add a little bit more again. Deep breath, wave of relaxation.